Last night was supposed to be a great night.
Here we go, baby. We did it. 20th game for you boy. We snuck through the glass ceiling once again. Double times this time. Game 2-0. Let's freaking do this, man. Let's freaking do this. Sharks, Capitals, get to see the legend Alex Ovechkin versus the future of the league, Macklin Celebrini. Let's freaking do this, baby. Game 2-0. Double times, baby. Let's go.
A night in which it was supposed to be a night of celebration ended with this.
Come on. Oh. Come on, Sharks. Get it back. Damn it. Go. Oh. Or Macklin, turn. Ah, damn it. Get him, no!
A night of celebration ends up in a extremely sour, extremely bitter 7-1 blowout loss by the San Jose Sharks. This game was over after the first period. I mean, it was over like with 2 minutes left in the first period when the Capitals scored not one, not two, but 3 goals. They added a fourth one in the final minutes of the third or the first period. There's no pom-pom. There's no electric music. There's no, upbeat, high-speed Christmas music. Tonight is about ranting, and it's about a night of airing out frustration, and it's a night of just pouring my heart out because, like I did last night, I needed to pour not one but 2 drinks. I had 2 beers at the Sharks game last night. I never have drank at the Sharks game until last night, but the Sharks made me drink last night. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Sharks post game. We're going to dive into the game last night. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the big news out of San Jose that Michael Misa has been assigned to the Barracuda on a conditioning loan. We'll talk about what that means for him moving forward. And then, we're going to just call it a night after that. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Like I said, we're going to be doing Sharks post game after every game. So make sure either the night after the game or the day after the game, tune into my channel here on the Midnight Express. We're not even going to play the Midnight Express intro because we don't need to because this is a somber occasion. It's like a funeral tonight because that's what it was last night at the Shark Tank. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and like this video, share it everywhere. We're the best hockey podcast you can find. Don't let anybody tell you that the hockey podcast, you can find it on ESPN NHL, TSN, NHL Canada. No, this right here is the best damn hockey podcast in the business. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, and make sure you guys flood the comments section with your comments. I want to hear you guys' insight. We're not going to be sharing the link tonight because I got to just air out my frustrations. This is a show for me to air out my frustration after last night. So sorry to all the fans that want to chime in. You guys can chime in on the comments section. But where do I start? The Sharks lose to the Capitals 7-1. I actually had the pleasure of going to this game last night. Bought a ticket for $8. I mean, I was like, damn, it was staring right in my face all night long, and all day long, and I was like, you know what? I can't resist it anymore. I'm going to go to the game. I went to the game. This was supposed to be my 20th milestone, 20th game of my hockey career. For this guy that has never thought that he would once follow hockey to go to 20 games, that's a big deal for sure. But last night unfolded badly, and it unfolded badly early. It was supposed to be a celebration, like I said earlier, but it ended up being a funeral for the San Jose Sharks. Look, the Sharks lose 7-1. They were outplayed on both ends of the ice. And I think my reaction to it was, look, the Sharks, this was atrocious. This was atrocious. This was terrible. This was just completely garbage by the San Jose Sharks. And honestly, the San Jose Sharks should have to refund the fans that attended last night's game, including myself. They should have to refund us our tickets because that was absolutely atrocious. Like when you're at a job, right? And let's say you're at a job, you're at the movie theater and you're getting popcorn, right? And popcorn is really bad. Or you're at a restaurant and you're getting a steak dinner with mashed potatoes and green beans, and the meal is so bad. What do? They give you a refund. They give you a do-over. The Sharks absolutely should give the fans a refund and a do-over after the disgrace that happened last night, because that was just a freaking disgrace right there. On the ice, the team did not come out with energy. They didn't come out with passion. They played lethargic. They came out lifeless in that game. I mean, they might as well not have shown up and just put the Barracuda on the ice instead of the Sharks. They probably would have shown up with better energy. I mean, the lack of energy. I mean, I know you're playing your third game in 6 nights, but this is the NHL. This is not the American Hockey League. This is not the OHL. This is the NHL. This is the major league club that everybody strives to get one day, and you don't show up to play. This is what you're used to in the NHL. This is the scheduling that you're used to. 3 out of 5 days. Are you freaking serious? That's what you're supposed to be used to in the National Hockey League. I mean, that's how it is. And you, like, look, I know the Sharks are a young team. I get it. But it doesn't excuse the fact that, and I know there's going to be tribulation. I know there's going to be trials. But it doesn't excuse the fact that you are now big leaguers. You're not minor leaguers. You're big leaguers now. So you are big leaguers. So you got to show up to play. That's what professionals do. And look, they're going to end up learning and getting better from this, and I get it, but last night was atrocious. I mean, no energy. You got outshot, you got out physical, out bodied. I mean, it was just atrocious to watch what happened last night in San Jose. And when you look at what happened, I mean, you definitely got to flush it, but the defense was garbage. I don't blame all of last night on Yaroslav Askarov. I don't blame all of that on him. The defense, Klingberg should be cut. That has been an absolute disaster of a signing. He's just been awful for the Sharks this year, and he was supposed to help our defense out. He's been awful. I don't get why Dickinson and Mukhamadullin, they don't play all the time. I mean, it's pathetic. I mean, you're trying to rebuild. You're trying to have your team base be based on young kids. Well, then why don't you play the kids? Why are you playing these washed up veterans that obviously are not what they are anymore? So, like, I think that when you look at the game last night, just the lack of energy, the lack of focus, the lack of effort in that game was very alarming. I mean, you're in the National Hockey League. You gotta show up. No matter if you're tired, I don't care. You got to show up, because at the end of the day, that is your job. And that is what you signed the papers, your contract for. And, the Sharks didn't show up, and it was just a joke. But it was cool to see Alex Ovechkin get not 1, but 2 goals in that game. So I guess that was a good part of the celebration. Thank you, Ovi, for that. But yeah, just not impressive. Nobody had a good game whatsoever. Askarov did not have a good game. The defense did not have a good game. Askarov was benched in the first period. Nedeljkovic came in. He gave up 4 goals. The Sharks did end up having a goal late when Regendon, I think his name is, scored. He's from the minors. He scored a goal, so he avoided getting shut out, which was good. But The passing was terrible. They just looked like they were lethargic. I mean, guys weren't cutting to the right spots. Guys weren't skating with force like they should be. It just wasn't fun to watch. And I think that, like I said, the Sharks definitely need to learn from this. They definitely need to learn the lesson that, hey, you're in the NHL. Nobody cares if you're tired, okay? You got to show up and you got to show out on every given night. So just a bad way to lose. I know the Capitals are a good team. They're going to be a strong playoff contender this season. Happy for them that they're, in the playoff race, because Ovechkin, if this is his final year, he absolutely deserves to go out on a contending team and not on a rebuild. So Capitals are a great force. I mean, their goalie's absolutely, he was making some incredible saves. The Sharks had some chances early, but just couldn't capitalize. But, I think when you look at this game and you look at, I'm not even going to give an MVP list or a stars list, because everybody was just straight up awful in this game. You got to give the Capitals goalie a lot of credit. You got to give Ovechkin a lot of credit. They were just a more aggressive team, and I know they played on the back-to-back, but that's why they've won championships in Washington. That's why Ovechkin has won a cup, is because their coach, Barry Trotz, he knows how to lead. He knows how to lead a championship group. They never, doesn't matter if you're playing 3 nights in 5 days, like they're still going to get out and play. And you just saw that right there. And it's going to be a big learning lesson for the Sharks moving forward. But yeah, got to flush it. Get ready for the Stars tomorrow night in Dallas. It's going to be a great game against Peter DeBoer and his group in Dallas. But yeah, the Stars are a good team. The Sharks got to come out with aggressiveness. They got to come out with focus. They got to come out with force, because you're playing a team that's right now, I think, the second best team in the NHL. You're playing them at their own home ice. So they're not, look, the Sharks are got to get used to the fact that, look, people are starting to noticing what's happening in San Jose. People are starting to notice. So you got to come out and you got to you got to act like you're being hunted, not being the hunted, because right now people are noticing. They know you got to man up and you got to double Macklin Celebrini. You got to zone in on him. You got to zone in on Will Smith, and they're going to try to outbody those young kids. But you're going to have to come out strong tomorrow in order to be able, and then defensively, we got to get our A game going on defense, because if you look at the Stars, they got one of the better offenses in the NHL. They're known for being a great offensive team. We got to button that up if we really want to have a chance to steal that game tomorrow in Dallas. But it should be a very fun game tomorrow in Dallas. Let's talk about Michael Misa. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to announce to the world, ladies and gentlemen, that this guy right here, Michael Misa, is on the verge of coming back. The Sharks have loaned him to the AHL's San Jose Barracuda for a conditioning loan. I think this is a really good move for the Sharks, because you let Misa get his feet wet again. He hasn't played in forever. You let him get, reps. You let him get ice time. You let him be the star of the show on offense, and, use the stick and dribble the puck and try to shoot into the net. You let him get more reps, and you let him get more playing time down there. And I think it will really help him. He hasn't played. He's got to knock off the rust. So I think that this is a good move for the Sharks. Send him to the Barracuda. Let him get his rehab done, and let him, get his rust knocked off. And then guess what? By the time he gets his rust knocked off, he will be ready for the Olympics, and then he'll have more experience, more time to knock off the rust. And then by the time he comes back to San Jose, the guy's going to be red hot and ready to go. So I think this is a really good move for the Sharks. Plus, you extend his his contract, which was 9 games. You let Mike Greer have the opportunity to figure out that crunch that we're dealing with right now on the roster. So this is a great move, but I'm excited to see Michael Misa back. I think he was playing really good hockey before he got injured. But he was playing real well, and I think that I'm very excited to see him moving forward. You know, he was like he had a couple. He should have had a couple more goals than he's had already, but he just got unlucky a couple times. But yeah, Michael Misa with Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith. I didn't expect playoffs, y'all, but guess what? We might be making the playoffs. I'm telling you guys, something special is happening right now in the Bay Area and in San Jose. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the Sharks. Flushed the game last night. Hey, take solace in this fact that we didn't get beaten the worst last night in the NHL slate. Okay, there was a team down south that got beaten worse than us. So we didn't get beaten worse. So sorry, my guy Callum McClurg. I'm sorry you had to witness that last night. Look, we're in the same boat. Okay, we both went to the game. We both witnessed an ass whooping. It was not fun to watch. But yeah, we didn't get beaten worse. So that's I guess I can take solace in that fact. But let's go into the comments section before we end the show for tonight here on the Sharks post game wrap. Oh God, Callan's tuning in. Are you gonna talk about the game or about Thanksgiving dinner? Hey, it's the holidays, okay? So I gotta mix in both hockey and the holidays. So that's why I had to throw in some food references in there. Um, let's see. Let's see. Um, 68 games, over 20 games. Come on, man. You're really gonna don't ruin my moment now. Let me have my moment. Come on, man. Uh by the way, we're gonna have another Sharks post game show tomorrow night, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Yeah, Sharks post game show all the time, after every game. So make sure you guys tune in. Callan, you're not even a Sharks fan. Just get out of my post game show already. Let me talk to the real teal and blue black the real Sharks fans anyways. Let's see. You hate the Sharks. Just get out of here. Uh let's see. Yes, Callan, I know. Patience. Yes, I'm not. Yes, it's frustrating what happened last night, but still happy with the season so far. Like I said, my goal for this year was let's try to make a playoff run for the playoffs. Like try to do what Anaheim did last year, try to make a run for the playoffs, but at least get to 500 this year. And the team is certainly on their way to doing that. Though we do have a big road trip coming up starting tomorrow. We got the Stars. I think we got the Penguins. Got the Avalanche on there. I think that this road trip will make or break our playoff hopes early in the season. So can't wait to see how the boys bounce back after that. And then what else? Callan says, do you see me complaining about the game I saw last night? I wasn't complaining. I'm just giving you the facts. That's what it is. Last night was a crap show, to say the least. And the Sharks had me drinking last night, and sorry, I clicked the wrong button, guys. But they had me drinking last night at the Shark Tank, and they had me binge eating the chum bucket. All right, guys. Anyways, guys, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this Sharks post game wrap show. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given us. Once again, we'll have a show tomorrow night. Sharks post game wrap here on this what is it? Thursday night. It's been a long night already, but he's back, ladies. He's back, right? Michael Misa is about to come back. Maybe I should go. I should go and taking a Barracuda game over the weekend. We shall see. But hey, speaking of the Barracuda, so funny story before we end the show for tonight. So Michael Misa in the OHL last year for the Saginaw Spirit, the Michigan hockey team, I guess. They had a teddy bear toss night. And I just found this out. I thought this was absolutely incredibly amazing and hilarious. I got to share with you guys. But Michael Misa was suspended for a game because apparently during the teddy bear toss night, I don't know. I think it was the team that was playing the Saginaw Spirit. They had that, and Michael Misa. So fans, it's like the hat trick, right? The fans, when you get a hat trick, fans throw the hats onto the ice. So the fans were throwing teddy bears on the ice as part of teddy bear toss night. It's a common thing in the NHL and the AHL and in the hockey world. So Michael Misa was grabbing those teddies and he was just chucking them. He was just chucking them back at the fans. I think he got ejected from that game and he got suspended from that game. And guess what? His first game with the Barracuda could be teddy bear toss night in San Jose. So just wanted to that was absolutely hilarious that he got kicked out and suspended from the next game for firing teddies back at the fans. Who knows? Maybe he gets triggered by teddies. Maybe that'll help him get his mind right and play better. Who knows? But yeah, it's been a great show, everybody. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We're definitely gonna get another a new theme intro for Sharks post-game wrap. But until then, thank you for tuning in to Sharks post-game wrap. Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, go Sharks. T.O. up.